was an intense atmosphere at 2:26 p.m. when the judge entered the silent courtroom. For the first time, opposition icon Dr. Besigye was brought into the dock while heavily handcuffed alongside his co-accused Hajobed Lutale. Dr. Besigye appeared in a courtroom without any attorney. This prompted the judge to ask what had caused the standoff. Dr. Besigye told the judge that he was brought to court forcefully, the reason he was handcuffed even in the dock.
Not represented by the I know that I'm still on handcuffs. I came here by duress.
State prosecutor Richard Birivumbuka heavily criticized the absence of Besigye's defense team, calling the lack of representation a habitual tactic to frustrate the case in an abuse of court process. The state argued that Besigye had effectively waived his right to counsel of his choice and demanded the court to appoint state brief lawyers to kickstart the trial.
And my lord, it is either an express or implied notice to this court that they have waived their right to legal representation of lawyers of their choice.
The presiding judge, Emmanuel Baguma, issued a strict directive ordering the Criminal Division Registrar to provide Besigye and his co-accused Hajobed Lutale with a list of state-funded lawyers by Tuesday, July 14th, for them to choose lawyers, or else the court shall make the choice on their behalf.
And then this list will be given to the chosen persons, Suru Zira, for the chosen persons to look at this book and choose as a fallback. Choose some lawyers of their choice.
However, the directive was met with fierce resistance from Dr. Besigye. Speaking from the dock, a defiant Besigye criticized the judge's decision, calling the rapid timeline an engineered denial of a fair trial. Besigye told the court to simply go ahead and try him in his absentia, declaring that he's not short of his own lawyers, but rather a heavily coercive environment is actively denying his legal team the right to defend him.
What I heard and I have recounted is the case. Then quite clearly, the intention of this process is not a fair trial. Very clearly.
Besigye formally placed
the intention of this process is not a fair trial.
The intention of this process is not a fair trial. Okay.
Of this process is not a fair trial. Very clearly.
Besigye formally placed heavy demands on the court record, insisting that before any trial can begin, the registrar must fully avail the complete record of the proceedings of the main case and all related applications so far. He further decried a breakdown in communication, revealing that prison authorities had actively detained a letter he wrote last Friday expressing his legal dilemma. Pointing to the wider political climate, Besigye cited recent public statements made by President Yoweri Museveni regarding the case as proof of a compromised environment. The prosecution has been ordered to make full, unrestricted disclosure of all evidence and forensic material to the defense by Wednesday.
And by Wednesday, we shall have on the record.
I see.
Meanwhile, the Zura prison authorities have been directed to immediately grant the accused access to all necessary facilities to review the case files and evidence.
Okay. So that is it. I think I think it is insane for the judge to order the culprit to choose from the list of government or the state-funded lawyers. State-funded lawyers? And you choose just one person to take on your case. I think it is insane. Let's see let's see the public reaction or the public opinion. What do they say about this? For the judge to tell Dr. Chiza Besigye to choose from a list of government-funded lawyers, to choose just one person. Let's see. Okay. Chitagwenda's diplomat. Chitagwenda's diplomat is like, you jail and deny his legal the opportunity for fair representation and then accuse him of frustrating a fair trial. Please, mutubarema amagezi. Yes, that is Chitagwenda's finest. Okay, let's see. Rukwira. Rukwira is like, Baguma thinks Besigye is fearful like him, not really. He Besigye will be his own lawyer. He will not accept that nonsense. That is real nonsense. That is, okay, let's see. Black is like, these things have been normalized in Uganda. Ruka go in prison and the other deported. Okay. Joseph Sentongo is like, the court shouldn't waste time choosing lawyers for the accused. That is the very point I was talking about. Yes, the court shouldn't waste time choosing lawyers for the accused. Since they don't want the accused to have lawyers of their choice, let the judge just pass judgment. He must have been given the judgment from the court-martial. He shouldn't pretend to conduct a trial. That is Joseph Sentongo. Yes. Kejosh. Kejosh is like, one thing is clear. The state only aims at conviction, no matter how it will achieve it. What is more disturbing is that the state that stripped the accused their legal team is now blaming the accused. The sad reality of living under a Museveni dictatorship. That is Kejosh. Okay, let's see. We have some final 4 comments. Mr. Diplomacy is like, the government is trying its best to give Besigye a quick and fair trial, but he doesn't want it at all. That is what Museveni was talking about. That Besigye doesn't want trial, or doesn't want to be tried. Yeah, so this is what Mr. Diplomacy is saying. Then we have Dennis from X is like, the trial for me, not the trial. The trial for me is not the trial. Otiko is saying, I've never heard of a complainant select for the defendant his lawyers. That's why I said it is insane. Yes, really? Or in a football match, the home team surrenders his defenders and strikers for the visiting team, including the ref. It's like the home team surrendering the defenders and the strikers to the other team, even the ref. This is what the government is doing to Mr. Dr. Kizza Besigye. So that's why Okito is saying, Martin is like, so a person who can afford to pay for legal services is being forced by government to take legal services paid by our taxes? What if he still refuses free legal services? Yes. So I think you can see the public is not happy about what the court is suggesting for Dr. Kizza Besigye. So what do you think about this video? Like, share, subscribe. Please take a candle in the comment section. See you in the next video. Peace.